What up? Squirrel Man, back again, of course. Um, what's up, everybody? I had today and tomorrow, and then I'm getting back in the truck on the 26th. Uh, kind of excited. Excited to make money, not excited to leave home. At least when I'm home, I get a bunch of chores done, man. You can see I'm cleaning up my house. I love the bright colors, you know. Um, The reason for this video, you can see in the title, this is for those guys that are not money strapped, but you're definitely not rich. That's like me. I'm very crazy what I spend my money on. I mean, if my wife asks me to go play video games, I'm just like, what's the point? I want to spend my money on something that I actually can use more than once. And this is definitely for all you gun culture people, possibly prepper people, or people that just like to be, just have extra supplies around the house. And you're very wary about what you spend your money on. So, like I said, the reason, or you can see the title of this video, now is not the time to go spending money on new guns. And by new guns, I mean new calibers that you don't already own. A lot of people, and I'm one of those, all my guns, I only have a few different calibers because I don't like spending money on bunches of, all sorts of different bullet sizes. It's just the prices are crazy, and I'm like, okay, I can buy this one box, and that'll cover a range of my guns if I go to the gun range, You see what I'm saying? So it's like a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. So if you're strapped for cash right now, now is definitely not the time to go buy a new caliber of gun. I was at Bass Pro yesterday, and they're like my go-to for ammo. That's where I buy all my ammo. And they're definitely not like, they weren't low on ammo, but they were low on ammo. You know what I mean? They had a whole bunch of pistol rounds. So if you're like 45, 49 millimeter, stuff like that, they had a bunch of it. I did notice they were a lot lower than usual on 5.56, because usually if you go to Bass Pro, like if you like to buy in bulk like me, I always go to Bass Pro because they'll have like 150 and 200 round boxes for around $100, which is a decent price. Like yesterday, I had 5.56, 150 round box of 5.56 for $90. So that's a pretty good deal, So I don't buy boxes of ammo with like one box at a time. That is such a waste of money. If you can't buy it in, if you can't afford to buy it in bulk, I don't want to say don't buy it, because you got to do what you got to do. I remember those days when I was seriously poor and I could only buy one box at a time. And that was back when ammo was like $4 or $5 a box. Now a box of 223 or 5.56 is running you like $12, But anyway, yeah, spend your money wisely right now, man. Do your research. I don't know how much truth there is to this, but I have been looking into it. That one of the biggest firearm or ammo manufacturers in America was sold to a Czech billionaire, and I've heard it from more than one source, and that scares me. That doesn't mean all the ammo in the country, but these are like big distributors, So that's definitely enough to raise an eyebrow. And the other reason why I would never go buy a new caliber weapon right now, and why I would be spending my money on more important things like food and supplies, because we don't know what's going to happen in the next year. We have no idea what's going to happen. Campaign season is coming up. It's basically already started. We have no idea what's going to happen next year. There's so much going on in the Middle East and Ukraine right now that we have no idea what's going to go on there. This whole Israel, Gaza, Palestine thing has raised so much drama here in the States that we don't know what's going to happen with that. That brought a lot of Looney Tunes out of the Looney House. With the whole Palestine thing. I mean, if you're not watching this on TV, and don't watch the regular news, watch the Little Guy News. The Little Guy News is completely unfiltered. That's what I always tell people to watch. Stop watching CNN, especially CNN. And Fox is like, okay, like I don't really watch them anymore, you know, because they're not really telling me anything I don't already know. They basically just cry about things. But yeah, watch the Little Guy News on YouTube and stuff like that. You know, those guys are completely unfiltered. But anyway, be wary of how you spend your money right now. If you want to be prepared, that's fine. If you already have a bunch of guns in your house, that's great, you know, but you can only shoot one at a time. So buying more really isn't going to help you right now. You know, if you feel like, what you really need to ask yourself is, if the lights went out for 3 weeks, what am I going to need in my house? That's what you need to be asking yourself. Okay, the lights are out for 3 weeks. No electricity. Okay, I'm going to need a generator. Generator, that's one gun right there. I don't know. I don't own a generator, but I can imagine they're probably around $400 or $500. That's the price of a gun. So go get yourself a generator. What's more important, one extra gun or electricity? I mean, come on. Canned foods, right? Some medical supplies. This is not hard. Some bottled water. If you have running water, without electricity, get you a filter in your main line. This isn't my house. This is a rental, but if this was my house, I'd probably put that on there. Anyway, find a way to filter your water. Yeah, medical supplies. I mean, the list can go on, but it's only what you can afford. You're not a millionaire, a billionaire. You don't have a bunker in your house. So you just got to think about, what can you absolutely not live without for 3 weeks? Fire. You're going to need fire. Wintertime is basically around the corner. So it's going to be cold outside. If you live in a place that's like super freezing temperatures, make sure you have a way to make fire, cook your food, you know. These are the things you're going to need to think of. Pretend like it's hurricane season, okay? Especially all you Florida people. Down south people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I used to live in Florida, man. You got to be prepared for hurricane season. So pretend like your lights are going to be out for a few weeks, and what are you going to need? You know, what kind of food, dry food, can you store with no refrigerator? You know, those are the kind of things you need to think of. If you got kids, how much medication do they need? If they are taking medication, you got to get the medication for you. You're not going to be able to go to Walgreens. You know, what if all the stores are closed down, right? So you got to make sure you got the meds for the kids, all the stuff the kids are going to need, you know, especially if they're diabetic or whatever, you know. Those are the things you're going to need to think of. So anyway, yes, now is not the time to go buying things that you don't need or didn't already have. So if you already have 945, 556, 223, or 762, stick with those. Those are good, and they're not crazy expensive. A while back, I went and bought a 6.5 Creedmoor. I never would have bought that if I knew how expensive the ammo was. It's like $30 for 20 rounds. That's absolutely ridiculous. Am I going to sell it? No, because, I mean, it's just not worth it for me to sell it. I wouldn't make my money back. I mean, I might as well keep it, you know. But that's a prime example. So stick to what you got, stick to what you know, and buy what you need. That is the point of this video. That's the message I'm trying to relay to you. All right. Like, share, subscribe. Common sense ain't common.